Hey everyone, this message is for the divine feminines about the divine masculines, but also the divine masculines about the divine feminines. So I know a lot of the divine feminines tend to wonder what it is the divine masculines actually feel. Do the divine masculines actually awaken? Do they go through similar things or not? I know I said I wanted to do a recap video on the divine masculines because I've been getting more of them lately. And I also had I went live with Brenna a few weeks ago, and I said that I would recap that live. I just haven't been able to. So before doing this video, for some reason, I got really emotional thinking about the divine masculines. It was this overwhelming feeling, this urge of wanting to cry. They really feel like they're not good enough for their divine feminine. And it's really sad. And I think they're kind of like at this like roadblock. They don't know what to do. They want to come forward and communicate, but at the same time, they're just going through so much that they can't offer you anything because they just feel like they're not good enough for you. And so they'd rather just hinder themselves. My third eye is throbbing right now as I'm saying this. They would rather step back than to come forward to you if they can't give you their all. Yeah, I don't know. It's this overwhelming feeling like they want to come forward and speak with you so much. They really want to speak up, but they're preventing themselves. They're blocking themselves. There's clearly something in the way, whether it's, third party situation or it's themselves. They could be self-sabotaging because they do this a lot. They always think that they're not good looking enough. They're not financially ready enough. There's just always something. There's just they do it to themselves. And so one message that I would really want to pass on to the divine masculines, and I actually saw Amanda say the same thing, and I was like, wow, this is crazy because this is what I want to share as well, is that, and I have shared this before in the past, is that the divine feminine sees all of you, like the good in you, the light in you, and the divine feminine loves the absolute shit out of you, okay? The divine feminine sees so much good in you, and that's why they constantly want to be there for you. They see the love in you. They see that sunlight in you, okay? They see that goodness in you. This is exactly why they stick around, because if it weren't for you, if it weren't for the divine masculine, the divine feminine wouldn't be where they are today. And so they feel like they owe it to you for all of the amazing things that are happening in their life, because if it weren't for you triggering their awakening by, from that separation, oh my God, my head is so light, then the divine feminine wouldn't be where they are today. And so they owe you, they feel like they owe you, that gratitude. The divine masculines, I know, I want you to not be scared anymore. I know that you feel so scared and you feel like you're not good enough and you feel like you just have so much more to accomplish before reaching out to your divine feminine. And that's fine. You should, do it when you're ready. You're ready when you are ready, right? But also don't feel like you shouldn't do it. Like you shouldn't reach out because you're afraid of what their reaction is going to be. If you're afraid that it's too late, or you're afraid that, they're going to be upset because oh, what took you so long? They're not going to react that way. A true divine feminine would never react that way because they love you unconditionally and they would just be happy to hear from you. They just don't like the breadcrumbing, okay? They don't like the inconsistency, but they would never be mad at you for it. Sorry, I just had to get that out of the way before I do the recap, but that was just, I felt like I really needed to get that out. Now, as far as what the divine masculines feel, the divine feminines, you wonder, do they go through the awakening? Yes. So I had a divine masculine. He is a male divine masculine who's married to a karmic. We went through the process, and I was trying to figure out if he was really the divine masculine or divine feminine. His divine feminine is in fact very spiritual. She's been awakened for many, many years. She's been on her own spiritual journey. And it wasn't until a couple years ago that he started waking up. The first things that they see are more like Illuminati, like the government stuff, opening your eyes to like the government stuff, right? Like the political and the shams and all the BS and whatnot. And then you start opening your eyes to more spiritual stuff, right? So you're kind of getting out, that's kind of what happens first, is they start waking up out of the matrix. And then later down the road is when they start opening their eyes to spiritual stuff. And so he started opening up his eyes to that. And he actually did, in fact, he told his wife he wanted to leave her. Not just for his twin flame, but because he wasn't happy. However, unfortunately, a lot of divine masculines deal with very, very toxic karmic partners, whereas a lot of divine feminines are fortunate enough to have soulmates. I know not all, but a lot of us divine feminines have soulmate partners. So our soulmates are actually more understanding when we want to leave them, whereas the divine masculines tend to have partners that ridicule them. They try to guilt trip them into staying with them, which is so sad, because why would you want to stay with somebody that doesn't want to be with you, right? But this is part of their karmic lesson. Their karmic partners don't love themselves enough to let their partner go, their partner that doesn't even want them. So unfortunately, my client, he told his wife, I don't want to be with you anymore. And, he said it so blunt like that. So of course she's not going to take it well, which is, something that I was coaching him on afterwards, is how to approach her more gently so he can ease into the separation. And she didn't take it well. So what happened? She ended up burning some of his clothes. Okay. A lot of these divine masculines counterparts, like I said, are extremely, extremely toxic. So you have to be careful. If you are a divine masculine, or if you find yourself in a situation with a very toxic partner, you need to be careful with how you approach your partner. If you say you want to end the marriage, or you want to go, right? There are nicer ways to approach this, and I can coach you through this if you'd like. It's, I'm not just here for twin flames. I'm here for relationships, people in relationships in general, in toxic relationships, whatever this may be. I'm also doing group support calls. I have one tomorrow, Tuesday at 4 p.m. my time. That's 8 a.m. Pacific time and 11 a.m. Eastern time. The other thing that Brenna and I talked about that I felt was very important, you guys wonder if the divine masculines wake up. Yes. So like I mentioned, this gentleman, he did wake up spiritually. Something else that happened with Brenna was that she started seeing all the synchronicities, all the reminders, started getting dreams toward when it was closer to union. So when she finally reached out to her divine feminine and realized she could not get him out of her head. She could not, because you guys wonder, divine feminines always wonder, well, are we the only ones that see synchronicities and dreams and signs and all that stuff? They see it too. They just see it closer to when they're waking up, when they realize that they cannot go on without you. This is why the separation needs to occur, right? It's for you to heal and go within, and then that eventually leads them to waking up. But they need to have that separation to really miss you, to really long for you, right? They need to know what it's like to be without you. So this is a brief recap. I'm sorry I did more of like a channeled message. I didn't know that was going to be coming through, but I felt it had to be said. I don't even remember what I said, but that's when you know it's channeled. But yeah, I'm going to try to do another video because I want to talk about the bi-weekly calls that I feel like if you guys want to participate, you definitely should tomorrow.